Usually when on my podcast, when they're talking.
I get no camera switching. I'm like, you're on, all the time. So that's good to know. Okay.
He could switch those cameras. And I'll be like, she was reading her computer. I saw her.
Rashelle, don't read it. I'm like, And
Brittany, stop looking at the camera.
I hate reading aloud. Yeah. Like I would like hide whenever they were like, all right, who wants to read? I'd be like, can I go to the bathroom? And they're like, Rashelle, you have to read. I'm like, fuck.
Down from the mountain, she found her true colors. Landed in Texas, but she's still drawing hollers. Rashelle's her name, and she's the real deal. But don't blink, cause the art's for real.
Hey y'all, this is my first interview with a new guest on the podcast. Welcome, Bri Bagwell.
Thank you. I'm honored. I'm the first one.
Yes, you are. And I just wanted to have someone that was a friend, not like it be this formal kind of thing. And I should probably like tell people about you.
I'm excited to see what you have to say about me.
I like cut it down because I was like sobbing, and I'm like, okay, let's like start out a little lighter. This is all new for me. Okay. Okay, so Bri is an incredibly talented Texas country musician with a voice that has brought me to tears many times, even talking about it, obviously. Especially knowing the behind the scenes of this woman's life, the things she's faced in her career that really helps her thrive on independency and authenticity. Bri is inspiring. She is a host of the Only Vans podcast, a friend to many, and a force to be reckoned with. If there's one thing I've learned about Bri, she won't take anyone standing in her way. From her current romantic life to past heartbreaks, failures, successes, and everything in between, I hope this episode brings inspiration, laughter, and motivation to those who are also courageously hunting for their dreams in life. Because we're going to go over some pretty juicy shit today.
That was amazing.
Did you like that?
You forgot that I love melted butter. But other than that, we shouldn't bring that up. But
it was a rough night last night for both of us.
Rashelle and I ate 2 pounds of melted butter, and it didn't go well.
Did I need to order the second order?
I was like...
And it was the same man bringing it back. I'm like... He's going to remember us.
He's going to remember us, but also there are moments that I love you. And then when you ordered this second order of melted butter last night, that was another moment for me where I was like, God, I love this girl so much.
I'm like, we're going to need a set. Well, I said, can we have a boat? And then she brings me this, or the guy brought this small one. And I'm like, does he fucking know us? Obviously not.
No.
He needs to watch the podcast.
You were like, he brought a rowboat and we needed a yacht of melted butter.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here?
It should have been a military ship.
Yeah.
So welcome, Bri.
Thank you.
Bri Bagwell, everyone. Okay. Well, I kind of want you to tell us just like a little bit about yourself that maybe I missed. Also, am I supposed to call you a singer-songwriter or Texas country musician?
I mean, all of those work. I think that all of us are kind of not struggling, but we don't want to get totally boxed into Texas because we're all touring outside of Texas. Mm-hmm. So even though that is like the genre that we are, my agent's like, we need to be calling you Americana. We need to be calling you, which is funny because that was not what we did for so long. We branded ourselves on being this Texas genre.
Well, I didn't realize before moving here how different the sound is. And now like I have a harder time listening to like pop country.
Yeah.
I'm like, this sucks. So I feel like when I say Texas country, a lot of people don't know what that is really.
Right. And it's kind of gained momentum. I mean, I'm from New Mexico, but I moved to Texas literally because I loved the genre. I was listening to people like Jason Boland and Corey Morrow, and then Randy Rogers came along and I was like, what is this? You know? So I fell in love with people that were, I think, just making music that was genuine to them. And it wasn't in the sort of Nashville box that started to get really popular, you know, where all the songs kind of sounded the same.
Right.
And being on the inside of it, you can even look where when I was at my publishing deal and they said, okay, everyone's going to write a song about tractors today. It's like, that's why all the songs sounded like that. And there was kind of this rebellion down in Texas. And that started even with like Gary P. Nunn and Jerry Jeff, where they're just writing real songs. And that was just so attractive to me. And that's...
And you write all your songs, right?
I've recorded 2 songs out of, 50 that I didn't write.
Wow.
I'm not above it per se. I just write so many songs that I'd rather write something or record something that I write. Mm-hmm. My producer, she also, whenever I have her pick songs, I'll have her go through my catalog and pick, I had like 100 songs and I narrowed it down to 20 and then she narrowed it down to 10 and then we narrowed it down to 5 for our last session, for example. And the 10 that she picked were songs that I wrote all by myself. And she didn't know that.
I love that.
So it kind of, I think it resonates more with my fans when I'm writing about me for some reason, which is so weird.
A lot of people can't write. Like I hear that a lot. They're like, I struggle to write. And I'm like, well, that would be hard. Because then if you're not actually performing from a place of like true, authentic, real experiences, like there's a difference in my work when I feel like I'm coming from a place of real depth, then I just really like this image and it's something that I see in my head and I just really want to do it. It's from an aesthetic place. It's from like a trendy, like I think this will sell well. And there's a business to it, right? There is. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the art that doesn't really have a whole lot of meaning to me is what sells the best. And I'm like, that fucking sucks. But like you're like, maybe that song is what gets people to hear the music that you actually wrote that means a little bit deeper to you,
Yeah, totally. And that's exactly how music is. I was a writer at Sony where I was just trying to write a quote unquote hit song.
Right.
And then when I went to record, my producer told me, she said, we were like walking into the studio and she was like, I can't do this. These songs sound like great songs you wrote with great co-writers, but they don't sound like you. They don't sound like, what do you want to say right now? What does Bri Bagwell want to say right now? And I was like blown away. No one had ever asked me that before.
Right.
So that's crazy, but I can do that too. I can go write a song that maybe has more commercial appeal and I don't hate on that. Like it's part of the drill, but it's super weird when I write very specific songs to my life. That's what people vibe with. And so, what a blessing, really.
Do you ever get like nervous sharing those parts of your life? Like the real deep, like you kind of want to keep things private, but then it would also make the greatest, most relatable content.
Yeah. I mean, I think that is what is so beautiful about being an artist is being vulnerable, which is also the struggle about an artist is we are completely vulnerable, but you're supposed to have thick skin,
Yeah. Don't
it's
cry.
Like, what do you mean
Don't
thick
cuss.
skin? Yeah. It's like I'm completely vulnerable. That's how I've had a career for 20 years is
right.
because I'm sensitive and because I'm able to tap into these deeper parts of my life, but also if I'm out of ideas, other people's lives
right.
and touch on hard subjects. And, like I was thinking this morning about a song that my mom said I was bad at being single because I don't sit home and eat ice cream. I'm like at the bar and everyone knows that I'm single because I'm like, I can't be alone with my own thoughts. I go crazy. And I've just been like, it's a neon sign, like, hello, I'm single. So like, I display my heartbreak and I'm like, well, I'm going to write a song about that. And I did.
I think that's the best part. Like I feel like I don't know, even people in general, like, I have a hard time talking about surface shit. I'm like, I can't do it. And I realize why my circle is so small. I'm like, checking out at Hobby Lobby or Home Depot. And I'm like, so what do you think about death? I'm like telling them, I'm like, yeah, I got laid last night. It's crazy. Like I will tell people anything. And I'm like, what is it about when you make friends as an adult? You're like, I don't feel like this person shares a whole lot. And then there's people like me who are like so open. I find that I can't really be myself with a lot of those people that are very surface. And maybe that's the artist in us. Like maybe that's what that is. But I mean,
yeah, we dove in immediately.
Yeah.
And that's cool. And
how do we meet? You want to tell that story?
It's a meet cute. It is such a meet cute. We were in the Hobby Lobby parking lot. And you in your van and I was in my van. And you had your dog in the front seat and I had my dog in the front seat. And we were just like, I was like, that girl's so cute. And she has her dog. And I waved and you like, maybe you waved first. I don't remember. But we were both like, hi. And then you drove away and you had your logo on your van. And I was like, I got to know this person. So I slid into your DMs like a psychopath.
It was so funny because you always wonder too when you meet like women in your adult years, like, am I going to come off like a lesbian, like talking to this person? Because I really have been single for a long time. And I feel like when I'm like so excited to meet a girl, like it can be perceived so many different ways when you actually try to meet new friends as an adult. But it is very hard to have, for me, like male friends as an adult and single. I just feel like it's like, okay, well, do we want something more from this? It's just hard. So when you meet girlfriends, you're like, oh, this is the best. Like when I got to hang out with your girlfriends the other night, I was like, these bitches are awesome. Like
Yeah.
they're so cool. And it's just rare, right? Like
Very rare.
so ever since then, I mean, yeah, you were like my, I think you were like my first friend that I met here. And then we went on our like girl date to Krause's, and that's when you gushed about Paul, and Paul's her boyfriend. We love him.
We love him.
But it's just so, it's so crazy, like thinking about then, what was that, like 5 years ago or something to now?
Yeah, it is crazy. And how my circle is small and maybe even smaller, like it keeps shrinking. That's what I found. Like the older I get, the more my circle is shrinking. And it's wild, like to have that where I have no problem being like, there's no room here. There's no room for drama. There's no room for like gossiping. There's no room for this. If you make me feel weird or I don't feel good enough or whatever, like the girls that you met the other night who, you know, it was supposed to be just me and you. And then I was like, well, Rachel wants to come see Kyle. So then it kind of grew. And then it's like, those girls immediately make you feel comfortable. They make you feel liked. There's no...
Not even just comfortable. They were like, I like walked in and they're like, Rashelle.
Yeah.
Like they were the nicest people. I'm like, who the fuck am I meeting? Like,
yeah.
it's wild. It's really hard to meet not just one girl, but like a group of women as an adult is one of the scariest things. Like they're just... Women can be fucking mean. Like,
yeah.
And then I end up doing this weird self-deprecating thing to make women like comfortable around me. I'll be like, oh wow, I like give them a compliment on like a purse or some shit that I don't even know, or probably even like, but it's like you're in to have them know that you're not like this weird, threatening, off-putting person, because you think that other women also might receive a new person around them that way.
Right.
And so I'm like, oh, I really like your bag or whatever. I'm like, God, I really wish like I dressed better or whatever. And you start like kind of insulting yourself. And then I see them like all of a sudden the body language changes and they're more comfortable around me. And then I'm like, I don't want to have to make fun of myself all night. I kind of fucking dig myself, but like,
or dress down on purpose.
Yeah, like
how
I'm
many
like,
times have you done that?
I like the overalls. All right, like I'm comfortable in it, but I do feel like I have to also speak like I'm a little bit almost like not comfortable in my skin to make other people comfortable. You have to be smaller. And I'm like, I'm already like 5'1", okay? Like I cannot be any smaller.
It's totally true. I mean, I used to go out with my girlfriends back in the day that are not my friends anymore. And I would, you know, if you show up looking cute, they'd be like, oh, really? It's just, that hasn't happened to me in so long because of the girls that I have that are cheerleaders.
Right.
I want them to look pretty. They want me to look pretty, or they want me to show up with no makeup. It's whatever I want.
Right.
They're going to be my cheerleader. And that is so weird that you say that, because for so long on stage, even I would dress down because I knew that women would hate me, which this is a weird topic because just the fact that we're having this conversation is assuming that we both know that we're attractive. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, I think it's because of people telling you that.
Yeah.
Like
But-
I actually feel like it's very strange because growing up I was overweight. Growing up no one looked at me. I was like a tomboy, and I feel like I just I was never comfortable in my own skin. And then when I went to art school and I became a professional artist, I found this like confidence in who I was because I was living the life that I really wanted to, even though there were like a ton of challenges. Like I was so poor. It was really, really hard. And I know you know this struggle and this kind of story. And that's like the blood, sweat, and tears you put in. But you gain confidence from learning who you are as you grow. And it's interesting that now I feel like we're noticed for exterior things when I'm more like, oh, I really wish people saw the person I've had to work really hard to be. Things that you overcame, character traits, not like if you're ugly on the inside, get fucked. Like it's seriously, ugly on the inside is the ugliest thing. But when people constantly talk about what you look like, it's almost like you want to be less noticed for that. Like I used to always like wear loose clothes. Like I just didn't want to, I mean, this is probably not like a great example of like, I try to like just not think about it now, but it is a weird thing when you get noticed for your looks. And I know you get noticed for your looks a lot because I've actually seen how that's happened. And it's like, if you knew the person that she was, where the songs come from, what you've been through, what you've walked through, what you had to have grace through with certain people, like I know those stories. So when I look at you, I see that, and it's like your beauty is a completely different level when you know the person on top of like, yes, she's beautiful. But sometimes it's a little deceiving when people only see that.
Well, thank you. That's very nice. And I've also learned that.
Also, how uncomfortable were you just now?
I know. I'm sweating. Ugh, stop it.
Same.
I mean, keep going. I mean, stop it. But I also learned that women or men are going to hate you regardless. Like if they've decided that they're not going to like you, the fact that you are dressing down a little bit is not going to change that. And if I want to go somewhere where I feel, if I'm performing, I want to look like a star. I want to walk in and I want people to be like, wow, who is that? It's like, that's a performer. The things that bug me that don't happen as much, but they used to happen all the time would people say, you're actually good. It's like,
oh, God.
Well, wait, why did you hire me then?
Right.
If it wasn't actually good, you hired me just because of the way that I look, but then you're proving them wrong. But at the same time, you're thankful you got the gig, but then you kind of want to be like, hey man, not cool.
Yeah.
But I know, hey woman, not cool.
I get messages on Instagram. Wow, you're actually so talented. And it's the word actually. I like if you removed that. Right. But it's frustrating. And for a long time, I never wanted to have photos of me. I just wanted it to be the art. And then Reels came out and it was like, you have to be on fucking camera and you have to, I felt like you had to become an actor.
Yeah.
And I had this conversation with our friend Bo Brumble. And I was like, dude, I just feel like, you know, you have this amazing voice. Like you could do really well on Instagram. And I remember him distinctly saying like, I don't want to do that. Like the personality of having to be in front of a camera, and it feels like act when that's not what we got into this industry for. But if this is an opportunity to be able to get your creativity and your art out there, then you kind of, you got to make deals with yourself on what you're willing to do, what you're willing to put out there and have people know. For being so open, I keep a lot of my like private life, like my friends and my boyfriends over the years, I keep it very like private, but I'm in a very different place in my life now where if I had a boyfriend, I do feel like I would be a little bit more forward about that, mainly because I think it might help.
People would see to your talent first, maybe, or maybe it would move up a little bit.
Also, like, what do they think that like we're gonna ride off into the sunset? Yeah. Like, I don't know. I just like wonder. So if I was single, you think that you got a chance?
I'm gonna need that yeehaw loop, Kyle. That was incredible.
That's so fucking funny to me.
Like, yeah, I know. And it's been so long since I was in the dating game. I mean, Paul and I have been together, it feels like forever. So I forgot what that feels like. And I think about you so often because I had a girlfriend that came to my Green Hall show on Saturday. She's so cute. Can't find a man. How come there is so many single, beautiful, talented, smart, independent women that are having trouble finding men right now?
Exactly what you just said. It is this, I think we are in a weird moment of we've had to be our own men. And I am the dream man I've always wanted. And I'm like, I fucking build, I can do all these things. I can piggyback some wires. Like it's this very strange thing that the longer you go being single and the older you get, you're like, you kind of stop. And that's where a lot of beautiful confidence comes from. But you will draw the right man that way. When you stop going, well, I'll just dumb myself down a little bit. I'm like, no, the right person will want all of those things and respect you for it. But I've dated like a very interesting range of personalities. I wouldn't say there's like a type, but you know, motivated would be number one. Like, you got to be motivated. But especially if you're passionate about what you do and motivated, oh, holy shit, that is so hot, you know? And usually those men won't be like intimidated of you, but they could treat you like you're stupid. Like, there's a number of ways that people who are really driven, especially women with men who are driven by design more, I just find that can be conflicting in relationships as far as like what I've experienced so far. I've been told I emasculate boyfriends, and I'm like, well, you had no problem taking my money, but like, you had no problem letting me help you out, but you like kind of accept that you want to hide the things that you're the most proud of. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just not in that role anymore. And then I think you just kind of stay single a little bit longer. You're willing to like wait it out, you know?
Well, I think, at least for me, it seemed deceptive always. People were so attracted to my drive and my work ethic and my talent, and they probably genuinely were, but there's a difference in being attracted to it and living with that person. So like, once we started dating, it was always a bait and switch for me. It was like, wait, you loved this about me. Now you hate that I'm on the road all the time, or you don't like the attention that I'm getting.
How much you're working. Yes.
Right. Yeah. We can't even have a happy hour without you checking your email. It's like, wait, this is what you loved about me.
How did you think I got here? Like it was easy?
Yeah.
Hell no.
And you knew what you were getting into, but I don't know. I had a really giant bait and switch where, I really thought he was into my career, and then all he wanted was for me to stop taking birth control for his Christmas present so I could have a baby and get off the road. And he was like, you don't want to be on the road anyway forever. You know, it was like,
so have a baby.
And I was
That's
so
the next step.
Right. Like, hold on. What? Like,
how
it
old
was
were
so,
you?
I can't really, I'm gonna leave ages out because I'm terrified of this person. Like, I don't want him to sue me. That's how much I am scared of this man.
This is when you're younger and you weren't there yet. Like, you were still in building mode, or?
No, I mean, I was old enough.
Okay.
And I just really thought that person was very supportive of my career until they were pushing for me to do something that I didn't want to do, which was get off the road and, be a manager. He's like, you be a good manager. I'm like, what? I hate managing people. It's like my least favorite part of my job.
I don't even want to manage myself.
I hate managing myself.
Be in my head.
I know. I know.
And then you're doing it for other people. You're like,
I've cried twice and it's 8 a.m. Like, we don't need to be managing other people.
Right.
But just that, I mean, just the trickery. And the reason I realize it, the more that I think about it, is I was very lucky to have a great father. So like, my dad would never trick me or manipulate me or lie to me or love bomb me and then be like, never mind, I don't want you to have a career. Like, my dad, he's not capable of manipulation. So I didn't learn that men could do that. And then I learned, and then I kept learning and kept learning and kept learning and kept learning. It's like, I just still had this trust, you know, and even now that I've dated Paul for a long time, I'm finally getting over it. But for years I'd be like, okay, when's the other shoe gonna drop? Like, when's the switch coming? When is the part where turns out he hates that I'm on the road and he doesn't want me to do that anymore? But that hasn't, you know, it's not gonna come. He's not like that. But it happened with almost everybody I dated. And some of them, I didn't date all jerks. Like, I had some really, really kind, nice.
Do you tend to date musicians? Is that like or creative people in the industry?
No, I've tried both.
Yeah.
Because I did date an artist, and I think we were too similar. So Paul is a musician, but he's not an artist that's like, look at me, I need attention, I want to be in the center of the stage.
He's the opposite. He's like, no.
He
no
likes
cameras.
to play a supportive role, doesn't like social media.
Yeah.
Is happiest when he's making somebody else sound really great. And that's really rare for a musician. Like, and
like, he doesn't need the spotlight. And he's always so calm.
So
composed. And I'm like, how? Teach me.
So logical.
Yeah.
Which is...
And such a nice person too. Not like monotone or anything, like personality. Just he's a calm, regulated person. And I feel like for a lot of artists, it's not terribly like normal. I feel like most artists have like this outgoing piece that runs kind of their personality, you know? Like, I mean, we have some mentee bees every, I would say like once or twice a month, I'm like, oh my God, it's falling apart. And then like 2 days later, I'm like, fuck, I just got a dope commission. Like so many things can change. And so you're like this, but having someone like Paul around, I'm sure kind of like keeps you more level.
He's so even keel. Like it, and it's awesome. And initially I had a hard time adjusting to that because if I ever wanted strong emotions for him, I would do what I've done in the past, which is like throw a fit or pick a fight or be like, nah. And he doesn't respond to that. He's not like, let me give you more attention. I'm going to yell back. He's like, this is unacceptable behavior. Like I don't. And so there was sometimes where I would like try to push his buttons because I thought that this roller coaster of emotions was love.
Right.
And it's not. See, it's not love.
And that would be more what I grew up with. So like to me, I had to learn through dating that actually is not what makes me feel safe, but it's what I knew. We had a lot of like turmoil in our family growing up and I was so used to it, that was familiar. So when men that I chose in my life would behave in this way that was like the bait and switch, like what you're talking about, or very aggressive behavior. I mean, I've dated really wonderful people that I have a great relationship with too. Like, well, every couple of years will be like a check-in. Wonderful people. Then I've dated people that have a very erratic, like up and down personality, but very smart and capable and successful. And to me, you know, my dad was very, very successful. And I think that seeing that example of a strong man in the sense that he could build an incredible business and a life for his family that like they never worried about money growing up, it was something that like I wanted to do for myself. And I wanted to pick someone who did that not only were they successful, but they actually enjoy what they do. That was the piece. Like, I don't particularly remember my dad like absolutely being passionate and loving it, but he was so good at it. He was so good at scaling businesses. He's brilliant. And I think that sometimes when you meet like a very smart person, they can be really smart at other things too, which can end up being manipulating your personality, making you feel like giving you ideas that you could do things differently that weren't really original to what is on your heart, you know? You start considering that. And I've changed for people in relationships when I was younger. And I think that's why women are staying single a little longer too, is you just, and men too, you just get to know your like make or breaks more. And to even get on a date now, it takes really having a confidence in, when I imagine being at dinner with this person, do I feel calm? And that is such a mature way to look at things now versus like before it was like, is it exciting? Is it thrilling? And it's like, well, fuck, man, thrilling could be a goddamn nightmare. Yeah. Like 3 weeks down the road, thrilling's not going to be good.
It usually is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was talking to my friend Rusty. We were driving to Mexico a couple weeks ago, and I was like, you know what I just realized is Paul never grosses me out. That might be love. Like,
you don't get the ick.
I don't get the ick.
Yeah.
Like, he never, like last night he was having the worst sinus allergies, like poor thing.
Last night we were having problems too.
Listen, my problems were more gross than his problems. But listen, but I was just like, poor guy. And I remember when someone used to blow their nose that I was dating, I was like, get me off of this planet.
Oh,
like I hate, it was like,
nose.
But
for me, I don't want to see their feet. I just don't want to see your toes.
But if it was your dude that you like loved, you would probably be like, I can tolerate those feet.
I'm like, give me those toes.
Yeah.
I have to really like you to be like, all right. Or like if he put his feet up on the couch, I'd be like, I don't want to see my own toes.
Yeah.
I don't want to know they're there.
Everyone has their thing.
You know, Barbie feet. Just one plank.
I don't know. You know what I realized? I've never seen your feet.
Yeah, no, I don't wear
I've never seen.
I don't wear sandies.
What about in the summer?
Fucking.
No flippy floppies?
Have you seen me in the summer? It's like I'm not here. I'm on the road in the summer away from people.
I saw you in a bathing suit and you had your feet in that reel. And I was like, I almost texted Kyle and go, are you out of your guys' mind putting her feet for free on the internet?
No, I have the ugliest hockey feet. Okay. I have
That's
like bruised, fucked up feet. I've got bunnies. They're bunions. I have bunions, okay?
You
I
call
call them
them
bunnies.
bunnies?
It's just like a cuter way to say it. But I think because I hate my own feet and hands, I'm like, I don't want to have to experience someone else's because mine are bad enough, but they're my worst. I have children hands. I had to get them both tattooed so I could stand looking at them, especially because all your like drawings and videos are like your hand drawing. And I'm like, they're so little and they've got, this is your money bump.
Where it hits the pencil.
Like I've got like bone growths like from the pencil hitting and like the tattoo machine. And so like my shit looks like mutant.
I know I've calluses on my fingers. Like I'm never gonna have nice nails, long nails. I play guitar, but like I think that God, I think God, he was kind of like he did enough with you. Like he made you talented and like a total supermodel, and then he just ran. Like if you think he can't give you supermodel hands too on top of everything. Like he had to give you one tiny insecurity,
Chiclet
which
nails.
by the way, they look totally like adorable, really pretty
like
hands.
them?
I do like them. I think you're insane.
But I mean, it's so important to have things you don't like about yourself too.
Yeah.
Like if I was like, oh, God, I am just beautiful. I'm smart. I'm confident. I fucking love my hands. My feet are fucking awesome. Then like, what the fuck? I mean, who likes that person? You have to have humility in some ways. And I think when you're embarrassed about certain things and it's funny and you can bring it up, like I bring it up. I'm not like, I am the best, because I think that it gives breath to the things that actually you are great at. And it took a long time for me to ever even say like, I feel like I'm great at drawing. That was the hardest thing for me to admit.
Yeah, me too.
Which is weird.
Well, not
like
drawing, but a singer.
Bri also is an artist.
Yeah. God didn't skip nothing when he made me.
No.
He just kept going.
Honestly, though,
No, I suck at drawing.
You are the closest to perfect that I know of a woman because you're so kind. You look like you have a voice of an angel, and you're so kind to people. I've seen how you interact with people when we go out, and when people come up to you and they like fangirl out, you always take the time for them. And to me, this is where I had to delete some of my intros. Like, you're going to cry 5 fucking seconds in because you are such a great person. You care about everybody. You never dismiss them. And I know that people are like, God, I just want to go out and we have fun. And Bri's not having to talk to people. You always hold space for them.
Well, we've talked about this before. I think it's important to me to be a nice person, but I also grew up with my parents are the nicest people. And if you go meet my brothers and my parents, you're going to be like, these people are really kind. That's a value to me. That's one thing that I value. I always tell Kyle, I'm not as nice as people think I am. And he's like, yes, you are. But
shut up.
But it's important to me. It makes me feel good. And I think I would
about
be
how it leaves them.
Well, I want people to, the amount of things that people have said to me just recently about my music and about me or whatever. My purpose in life is like to be a nice person and leave the world better than I found it. Like I don't care about, I love money, don't get me wrong, but money, fame, I'm working hard to like literally be a good person or try my hardest.
Right.
I've made mistakes. I've made bad choices. Lord knows I am not perfect by any means, but I do try hard to be a kind person. So I appreciate that you think that. And I think we've talked about this before where I feel like if I wasn't a kind person, I would be further in my career.
I was just going to say that.
But I sleep well.
I feel like you also know, your morals and values, where you stand on things. Like, I think a lot of people don't. And once they've gone too far with something, they don't know who they are. When you look at the mirror, you're like, who the fuck am I? And I know we don't want to be those people.
Yeah.
I think that you have to make deals. You have to make agreements with yourself on what is important to you. The more attraction people have to what you're doing and what you're putting out in the world, you have to make your agreements very known to yourself.
I love that. And kindness is one of them.
Well,
and
when you write songs, it's like that's kind of the most honest place that it'll come from, is like what even is going through your head and your heart to get out on paper. Like, I started journaling recently, and it's wild the things I will write about from day to day. It's not really about the tasks I did. It's about how they made me feel. people I met randomly, like conversations I had with total strangers. And to me, that's, yeah, I'd probably be, I'd be a lot further if I took every opportunity that involves some like pretty nasty cutthroat people. I mean, I lived in San Diego. I worked in Hollywood creating art for people. I was warned about certain clients that from really amazing actors, like, don't work for this guy. He's a piece of shit. And yeah, no, I learned. And they reminded me, they said, do you know who the fuck I am? And I was like, yeah, like, obviously, like, I'm here, but like, it was so crazy. Like, you're reminding me, like, if you have to do that, what kind of person are you? And I just thought, this is happening for you now to learn what you never want to turn into, because you didn't come in the world like that. You earned that feeling through thinking that you could get away with behaving like this and your career would grow, and theirs did. But I don't want to wake up one day and not know who I am anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of stuff are you going to be writing then?
And look how far, I say this all the time. I may not be Lainey Wilson. I may not be selling out stadiums. I've had a 20-year long career by being just myself.
And more independent from most musicians I know.
Totally. So why would I want to fake it? Or I don't even think I could do it. Like, I don't even think, even sometimes my band, they're like every 6 months, sometimes I got to go off on them and I'm like, sorry guys. And I'm like, but I still have to be a boss. And they're like, no, it's good. You're totally right. But like, you do get, I don't let people walk all over me, but I do think that people get away with more knowing that I'm nice. And that's frustrating because I didn't want to be a manager of people.
Right.
But I am. And then I have all these, I have a PR team, I have a radio promoter, I have a booking agent. Like, those people thrive on being pushed. Mm-hmm. And I know that, especially my PR team, Kate, she's the best. But she was like, when you had that manager, he was really pushing us. Like, and I know that she said that
in a good way.
Yeah, like, she was basically admitting that having another person was like, he was crazy, and it ended very badly. But he was pushing them to do a better job or do more or whatever, which I don't do naturally as well, but also not because they do a great job on their own, but also because I blink and a week has gone by and we have our weekly meeting and I'm like, I haven't even thought about them because I've been driving the rig home from Oklahoma. Like, I'm
right.
I'm not I don't have a manager right now. So there's no bird's eye view of my career looking at all of these pieces and going, we need to make sure that, booking is filling up fall right now. Like, right. That's what a manager would be doing right now. I'm like putting on makeup on the way and like I'm driving to the radio today. Like, I'm in the trenches at all times putting out fires. And so I have to force myself to also think like a manager, even though that's not natural for me. And even though I don't like it.
Right. Yeah.
But, whatever. I think that what I've done is surround myself with people that do a great job without me having to babysit them.
What else is so great about what I just heard is that even though something doesn't end well, even though it wasn't what you could see long term for your business and how you want your career to go, you learned the things that did work about that person being in that role. And then you're able to take that experience and be like, okay, how can I add a little bit more fire under people's asses here to facilitate being better, but in my own way.
Right.
Because, if I can't get anything out of the lessons, then I would just have a shitstorm of experiences that I'm like, I look back on and I'm like, why did this person steal from me? Why did I trust these people? And it's not enough for me. I have to find like what is God or the universe trying to provide me with, why this is happening for me. And the more that I feel I put myself out of that victim mentality and I go, okay, what's the lesson? I'm able to gain something from it. And I just look at the world like, oh my God, the world loves me to be giving me these it feels awful at the time, but It's such a serving moment for us to be able to be taking that experience and move into the rest of your career.
Which is probably why we're friends. Like, exactly. I'm so glad you pointed that out. And also why I have Kate, my PR lady, who's like, this guy sucked, but like he pushed me, she found the why too. Or I thought about a guy that I dated I got signed by Sony, ATV Publishing, and I got on the William Morris roster literally because somebody made a phone call, and that was Bev Lambert, Miranda's mom. Like, I was in these places that I didn't necessarily belong. Like, I skipped a lot of steps and got kind of lucky that she saw me and helped me, right? So he was not happy for me like he should have been, or maybe he was, but I remember him specifically saying, this doesn't mean anything. This is just the beginning. And he's looking back. I mean, I was talking about it this morning to Paul. I was like, looking back, he's totally right. It didn't mean that I was going to be a big superstar. It didn't mean anything, but also him working super hard throughout his life and seeing me skip all those steps had to be really hard for him.
Right.
I didn't know that, and I didn't understand that. All I could see was, this person, that's so mean. He wasn't even happy for me. But he, like, now that I see people skip steps all the time, and I'm like, hey man, like,
right.
You didn't have to go play the 3-hour gigs like I had to play back in my day.
Right.
And it's like, that's exactly what he was doing. And I just couldn't see it from that point in my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I wish he would have said, I'm probably saying these things because I feel a little bit jealous that you're skipping. And I probably would have been like, but he didn't have that perspective either. And that's why I'm so glad you're journaling, because those are the things that when you sit down and put actual ink to paper, those are the things that come out where you're like, whoa.
Mm-hmm. Well, and we both started writing a book, which is interesting. I just learned that on Saturday. I think that is being in a creative industry as a woman is one of the most emotional roller coasters, because there's a lot of intimidation. There just is. And you have to know when to be soft and when to be bold and when to have confidence. And sometimes you mislead your own self. You're like, maybe I'm not doing it right. The more you do it, the more you find like what feels natural. I think it's part of growing up too. Like, I mean, we went right into it, when we were young, and I think just always knew that this was what was for us and went 100%. A lot of people don't do it like that.
Yeah, go us. That's
they
a brave
have like the
move.
Insurance policy. They have the backup career. They have, well, if it doesn't work out, I fucking didn't want that. I didn't want anything to do with that. I want to do this as much as I need the air I breathe. That's how serious I am about it. And that was the only way I knew I wouldn't fail at it.
Totally. I dove in too, and it's a beautiful thing. And I also was like, I'm making like $50-$100 a gig. Like, I can't believe that I was like, yeah, let's go. Like, I had no doubts ever. And it's been such a beautiful ride. I had something to say about the last thing that we were talking about, but I already forgot it. But it doesn't really matter. I'm so proud of you. And you were talking about pivoting last night. Like, we're constantly having to pivot in our career and just figure it out. And I know what it was. I want to write a book because I'm not a new person that's like, oh, I'm a female singer, it's so hard, listen to me.
Right.
I have 20 years of experience. I can tell you when I sell X amount of tickets, what somebody who sells less tickets than me gets paid, because I know that when it's a man, sometimes it's significantly more than me when the numbers are there, and how unfair that is. I'm not complaining. I'm not saying I hate men. I'm not saying, I just can tell you from my experience, because I'm a professional now. I've done it for 2 decades. So if anyone deserves to write a book, it's me and you.
Yeah, right. Well, and I think also more men go into business on their own than women. That's just true. And also, to have the confidence as a female, like, to me, I think it's badass when you meet a woman that's like, I fucking full send on myself, and I believe in myself wholeheartedly. Like, just the fact that that's what you went into it thinking, like, I'm not gonna fail. That story to someone else starting out is so inspiring, because if you show it's possible, they feel it's possible. And I would love to know that young women are like, fuck, I'm really good. And there's a lot of way more talented female artists out there than me that are sitting there going, it's not a real career, because they're told the same thing we are.
Yeah.
Do you know how many people make it? And it's like, and I'm not by any stretch of the imagination saying I've made it.
Yes, you have.
I just think that I've not had to do anything else yet. And that's been really nice.
That's success. That's a huge success. The other night I was with, or I guess we were in Mile Zero, and someone said something and it really upset me. And the next morning I asked Drew Kennedy to meet me because he's like the guru of things. And he said something, I'm going to get this wrong, but it's like 1% of the people that throw a baseball with their dad in the yard, like play Little League. And then like 1% of those people play high school baseball, and then 1% of those people play college baseball, and then like 1% of those people get drafted and play professional baseball. You are the 1% that is doing this, has started. You are the 1% of little girls who picked up a guitar and has a career out of it. And just like, don't forget it. And I was just like, like crying, and I had like one eyelash flying off, and it was raining, and I was drinking champagne, and it was a whole moment. But he's right. Like the fact that we are doing it full time, and I also, it doesn't mean that I haven't wanted to quit many times, or I haven't almost quit many times. And a lot of young girls come up and they said, oh, you make it look so easy. I said, no, I don't. I put my hardships out there, but maybe they're not seeing those.
That is why I think that this conversation is so important.
Yeah.
Because when you speak from a place of the blood, sweat, and tears, what it took to get there, instead of the place you're currently at, you're able to understand someone and their music. You're able to hear their songs and experience them rather than, you know, just enjoy the sound of the music, you know?
Yeah. And it's been really hard. Yesterday was really hard. I'm transitioning in my business a little bit. I was in meetings back to back all day. You know, I'm figuring out the next steps of my career, and I'm just in this crazy place where I have so much left to do and so much that I want to do. And it's, you know, where do I put my time? Where do I put my money? All of those things are a constant challenge. And then you don't have 5 minutes to even think about it because you're in meetings all day. And it's Monday, where I know plenty of artists who get home from the road and they're exhausted. And they're like, I just sleep for 2 days and then I have to unpack, repack. It's like, I don't get that luxury. Monday mornings, I'm in my meetings with my teams.
I can't sleep. I want to sleep when I'm like, okay, you streamed for 7 hours. Maybe it's time that you fucking fall asleep. I can't, because I feel that there's too many other things that I need to work towards. I cannot earn those things if I go sleep. And sometimes it's an unhealthy attachment to something. I'm like, if I just do this, then, you know, but there is a strange thing that works out with that level of motivation. Like, I can't even sleep in. I would try. Doesn't happen. Me sleeping in is like 8 o'clock and I'm like, I'm a lazy piece of shit. Fuck. You know, like
everyone's already been working for 2 hours. Like by the time I get up, well,
because I'll be damned if I didn't make it because of fucking me, that pisses me off. Now, if it's industry changes, if it's a recession, if it's people aren't buying art as much, but I'm sending the pitches, I'm building the list, I have the right employees, like I'm doing the things that really help scale, or at least stay consistent on the right track to make money and get the right events and things that bring more opportunity, networking, things like that, then okay. But I can't have it be on me. Like I didn't put in enough effort. And a lot of artists, that's the people that don't make it.
Yeah, no one can say that I haven't worked hard.
No.
Like that is like, and a lot
of the best feeling, isn't it?
It is. And people will say she's the hardest working. I keep making jokes about it. It's like, she's the hardest working woman in Texas, whatever. And I'm like, maybe I'm not any good. I just work really hard.
Sometimes I'm like, I think I should put in less hours. Like I read that 5-hour work week or whatever. And I'm like, is it 5 or 4? I can't even fucking remember. Clearly I got a lot out of it. I'm like, bullshit, more like 45. I don't even know how to make that happen, because also I fucking love what I do. I don't want to work for 4 hours. I want to put in that time. I love doing it. I love connecting with people. I love fucking painting. I have idea after idea. I work on like 17 pieces at once. I can't even just work on one. Yeah. So when I think about the fact that we really love it, that's also part of why it's easy to be a workaholic, you know?
And I think I love reading self-help books. I'm reading The Productivity Project right now. It's very good.
Nice.
But every single one that I read doesn't directly apply to art.
Right.
It gets close, and there are hacks and there are things, but it does not directly apply to our industry. Just like if you work hard and you paint 24 hours a day, or you draw 24 hours a day, or I write songs 24 hours a day, it has no correlation with how much money I'm going to make, which is crazy. Because if you go, I mean, I use this all the time, but if you go to dental school and you're a good dentist and you show up all day, like on time, and you have a good practice, like eventually you're going to make money and be the best dentist in town or whatever. That does not apply to art. And working smarter, not harder, all of those things, like this productivity thing, it's very interesting. And it's about, working without distractions, like things like that allow you to get deeper. Because for me, I'm constantly checking my email, and then I'm to switch your brain from email to Zoom to creativity to recording to, laundry to merch. I mean, I do all of that too. Yesterday,
I'm like getting exhausted thinking about it. I know. I'm triggered.
Yesterday, I took the RV and emptied the pee tanks and took it to the shop. Like, I'm also that person. Yep. And so the constant switching of jobs and the constant, that's not good for your brain. And I do like this book in the sense of, when you do something creative, you need to really dive in and turn off all the distractions and go deep in it for a little while. And that's hard to do. Everything feels so urgent. I get hundreds of text messages a day. This emails, like, it doesn't matter if I empty my email inbox, it's just going to be full again. So like, I've had to switch to, it's more important that I just let the emails pile up and I write a song. Otherwise I'll blink and 6 months have gone by and I haven't written a song. And then am I even a songwriter? Then I'm in an identity crisis, and then I spiral downward and I'm like, I should quit. Like, that's what happens to me.
Yep. Well, and I think a lot of that is like the no rest.
Yeah.
No rest for the wicked, because it's like, when I don't sleep for sometimes days on end still, like I used to not sleep a lot, but now it's like, just with starting a podcast, and then I'm like really starting to get into live streaming and trying to pivot my business more that way than doing like solely commissions and events and stuff. And I pulled a lot back from tattooing. Like, I'm really only working with the clients that I have and not taking new clients. It was just so heavily tattooing. And then I was like, when's the last time I picked up a paintbrush? It had been forever. Like, I'm serious. I didn't realize it for like 8 months because the money was like, fuck you money. And so you were like, well, I really wanted to get here in life, but now I'm here and I'm miserable and I don't want to be miserable. So then you pivot again and you're like, So it's just constantly like, what works for you, what doesn't. And when you get in a relationship, now you have to manage like, okay, I want to be able to see my partner. How do I make that happen when I'm touring and he's touring? And there's just so many factors, and you're always trying to acclimate to what works for you. And I think in a lot of those books, like they're missing that piece.
They're missing that piece. And also they're missing the piece of, it is so hard to value what we do. So for me, it's like my agent and I don't want to play these. These are the first thing he asked me was, what venues do you not want to play anymore? And I was like, whoa, no one's ever asked me that either. Here we go. And then he's like, we're raising your prices. You're worth more. That's a shift. Because how do you value a piece of art? How do you value a band? How do you value, there's so much you can say about ticket sales, but also a lot of times it doesn't matter. It's like a festival where it's going to be the same people that are there regardless at 6 p.m. or whatever. And so we're raising my prices when I have less shows. Well, that's what I wanted, because I'm working less and making more. But then you have to like switch your brain. But it's like, some people are like, yeah, I'm 20 grand a night. And they just say that. And then they just get that.
No, I legit have the hardest time talking about money. Like, out of anyone I've ever known. I'm like, this is where I am an artist before a business owner in some ways. And then I'm a business owner before an artist in some ways. Like, I know people who are just 100% artists. They're going to work with a gallery because they can't do any of the business. I am like, fuck a gallery. Right. No offense. I'm sorry if you own a gallery and you're watching this. There are just some people who are like, I want to be in charge. And I'm very, very obsessive with like making sure that everything from the business to the artistry stays in line with what feels right to me. How can I sustain my life like this? And when more hands are on your business, I think that you end up going in a direction often that sways you away from what's actually on your heart. And then to get out of that can be really challenging. And I know that you have had representation in your life and agencies and PR teams and all these things, and they do change the way that you naturally would go about things. So you kind of have to find, your happy medium. But I've never really hit a point where I'm like, this is exactly what I want, but I know I'm getting closer. And in getting closer, it gets harder because you have to stay true to sometimes, like I'm making far less right now than I was making 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was making the most amount of money I had ever made. And I was so unhappy.
Yeah.
I felt so like, who the hell am I? I loved what I was doing, and I loved tattooing. Like, I actually really do like it, but it's such a different industry than art. And I felt like I was like grieving that I wasn't an artist anymore. It was like an identity crisis. And as you know, like I've been a professional artist for a lot longer than tattooing. So imagine like shifting from, music to like if you just decided to be a writer instead. And you took like 8 solid months to do that. Like I was mourning it. I was like, who am I?
Yeah. I mean, that's why I'm not a mom. I would have loved to have a kid, but
Is that something that you're interested in doing?
no, not anymore. It's shifted. It was like, at first you think that that's just something you have to do or whatever. And then you start to ask yourself if it's something you want to do. And the older I get, the less I want that. But I know that because I have a boyfriend who's a touring musician, if I had to get off the road, which I would, you've seen me take care of my dog. Could you imagine me with a baby? Like,
Yes.
I would
can.
get off the road and he would get to go tour and I couldn't. That is who I am as a person. Like, that's why this touring less and making more is exactly what I want. But I have to shift my mindset from like, okay, I have 6 shows this month. It doesn't mean that I'm not good. I'm making more money than if I had 10. I don't even like those other bars that I play, but my identity was being on the road. So like,
is the reason that you don't want a baby because you would rather focus on your music, or is it that you don't think you can have both?
I think that Paul would get to have what I couldn't have anymore, and I would end up resenting him and a baby, which is a weird
No, that's so
thing to
real.
say,
That's
but it's so
real.
weird. And I know there's people that have both, and I know
most
that they
people
make
wouldn't
it work.
admit that. And then after it's happened, it's like that'll happen.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
if you can admit that now, I think that's like very, very respectful.
I wouldn't want to take a baby to, McAllister, Oklahoma, 7 hours in an RV.
You're like on stage.
Like I did on Saturday. Like, I wouldn't want to do that. And then, then what pressure would that put on Paul to like financially support us? Like, that's my job. Like my job is, that's where I make my money, is being on the road. And, we just passed on a festival that my band really wants to play, but they were undervaluing me. And it's like, this year I'm not playing the festival and I'm having to think like, okay, people are going to be like, ooh, Bri's not on it. But it's like, no, I'm actually standing up for more money and the pay that I deserve to get. But part of my identity was being on that festival for a long time. Like my identity is being the girl on the poster. There's a lot more girls out there now that are playing music that deserve to be on that poster. And they will do it for the money that I did it for 10 years ago because they're new and they're great. And they're like, they deserve that. I don't do that anymore. So it's like shifting my identity from, okay, I know what I'm worth, but I also have a team that knows what I'm worth. But what I actually want is what I have to write down. My values are, I love my house. I love my man. I love to make money in places that make me feel worthy and happy. I don't want to, like the equivalent of a smoky bar where the bar owner hits on my tour manager. That's my tattooing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where people are like, you're pretty good, or like they offend me, or
Are actually good.
Yeah. Oh, another lady wants
Yeah,
to want to
my
be.
friend's actually good at painting too. It's crazy.
Cut those
Two
things
in the
out,
whole world.
and I'm happier. I am happier,
Yeah.
and I'm richer.
Well, so here's a different way to frame my question, I guess. Instead of it being focused on motherhood, instead of it being focused on a baby, things that people say, okay, you've got the man, you've got the career, what's next?
Right.
What would be next for you that's different than the chapter that you've ever been in?
Yeah. Well, and I think people expect me to say motherhood, which
Well, I think it's just like they're like marriage, baby, white picket fence. It's like,
Yes.
it's just the way it is, you know? And
I think that I don't have to be like, I'm an independent woman. I'm allowing myself 2 days a year to be deeply sad that I won't be a mom. Like, I give myself that. Like, you can have the choice and you can still be very deeply sad about it.
if money wasn't a concern, if it just wasn't, would you be a mom?
I don't know anymore. You know, I'm almost 40 and I'm getting to a point where I like, when I think about, okay, what do I want the next 5 years to look like? It's like, I want to travel. I want to go sing overseas. Okay. I want to go with Paul to tour Spain, or, you know, like just these things that I think that having a baby feels more of a young man's game. And I'm kind of like too tired for that or something. Okay.
What about marriage?
I think Paul and I will eventually get married. I think that people assume that like he doesn't want to marry you. Like they assume, like people just make this assumption like, oh, he won't marry you. It's like, that's not at all what's happening. And why is that people's assumption?
Why is it that he wouldn't?
Right. Like,
do you think that he thinks people might assume that you don't want to?
No, that's not the thing. People never ask him about why we're not married. Like people don't.
I don't think people want to ask Paul personal things because he's not very open the way that you are. You know, like people ask me outlandish shit that I'm like, you wouldn't ask this personal question. Like, can you imagine if I had Paul on the podcast and I was like, so tell me about what you think about death?
Right.
He'd be like, he's just so level that maybe people don't.
And he's also like very like mysterious and like he's not on social media.
Like, I actually don't know how
life.
he would answer that.
He wears his hat down and people are like, oh, he's so cool and mysterious. And he is.
He is cool.
I don't know how I would answer. I think we joke about, you know, I say like I would marry him on a dirt pile. Like he said it about me the other day, which is very sweet.
No, you guys are the perfect match to me. Like personality wise, you balance each other so nicely.
It is nice. And our marriage is this house that we built, which took like all of the cash that both of us had. He ended up, you know.
And you guys have done all of it,
We've
right?
done, he put every piece of floor, every piece of shiplap. Like, we've done it. And listen, I caulked all those bathtubs, baby.
Yeah, baby.
I'm handy with a nail gun. Like, we did it all. That, to me, is our wedding. Like, what people... when you're a little girl and you like dream of this big day, imagine if every single weekend you had hair, makeup, cameras, people talking to you, music videos, planning, like lights. Like I have a podcast. Like I get a big day all the time. I get award shows. I get things. Like the last thing I want to do is have to go get ready and do pictures.
I find it
and
so
small
odd.
talk.
Don't you find that odd too? Why would you want to get married for the day? This is the rest of your life. I find that so uncomfortable when I see people they put so much effort into the day they get married. I'm like, I'm thinking about the life with this man. I'm not thinking about a day that, to me, it's making me and this man's bond. It's like, it's about all these people. It's about a show. And it's like, you're always throwing shows. Like you're the entertainment.
I'm on.
You don't need that. That's the part of your life that's private. And like, yeah. I don't know. To me, that's this sacred thing. I always said if I got married, it would feel kind of uncomfortable if it was like this big fucking charade. I'd be like, dude, paper plates, backyard, barbecue. Like because it's about the genuine bond between people and the people that you love. That's it. It.
The amount of people that would be offended they weren't invited to my wedding.
I could give a fuck who's offended.
I mean,
just don't
I'm
care.
telling you, like 1,000, because everyone thinks, I don't want to say everyone thinks they're my best friend. I genuinely love people.
Yes, they do though,
but
because
like,
you're so goddamn nice. Honestly, like a lot of people are like, oh, Rashelle, like people will tell me, they're like, oh yeah, so-and-so said that she's like a really good friend of yours. I like literally don't know sometimes who people are talking about. Like the other night, remember that guy? He was like, I haven't seen you in a long time, whatever. And you're like, who is that guy? I know. And I was like, I wonder how many times we've had that conversation with people come up to us. It's so weird.
It is so weird.
And you
I
will
also
never
love
let
wine.
them know, which I love.
No.
You're not like, who the fuck are you? Like, you're very kind about it. But I think you gotta I think you got to just like let go of the fact that like there are some things that are just for you and Paul. There are some things that are just for you and your family. And
Kevin Fowler wants to marry us in Terlingua, and he like pulled us aside
love that.
and told us that, and like me and Paul both like started crying. It's a very cute thought, and we might just be like, here's the date, you're on your own. There's no food, there's no lodging, there's no drinks, there's no nothing. Like bring a tent or get a teepee. Like I don't care. Like that to me sounds like something that is doable. Putting, you know, a lot of women love to plan their weddings. A lot of women, I am not good at that.
Horrible.
Like I'm not good at decorating, and I'm not good at.
Dude, the idea of a white dress, I'm like, that's just like such a fucking nightmare liability for me. Like me in white.
In white.
I'm like, hello world. There's paint, ink. I was drawing
Red
before.
wine.
Yeah, I just don't see that going well. I
know.
don't know.
I know. It's a whole thing, and it's a thing that I get asked about a lot more than he does, but it's not. I'm not offended by it. It's just kind of how our society is. I'm not offended by it.
Probably mostly just very excited, and you guys have been together for a long time.
Totally. And people want that.
And country music tends to be a very traditional. So traditional values, marriage. Like I get why people would ask that, but it's just interesting. Like hearing your like what you want for your life is so beautiful, and I love that it's not the same as everybody else's, because you think freely, and that is such a, to me, I celebrate people who are free thinkers that don't just need to do and think the way everybody else does because it's what seems to make them happy. Really? There's a lot of fucking flaws in that, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
We've been misled.
Disney
lied.
You can they lied. They have such big eyes. I have tiny eyes.
No,
like,
the eyes.
The eyes. I know. And there's nobody coming to save us.
Of course, they don't know. I feel like the one thing about Disney, too, is it was never up to the woman to make a goddamn decision in any of it. Like,
help me. I'm just
princess
asleep.
is literally sleeping. Yeah. The other one's a maid. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? What's up with all these broken individuals? And the men come in and save them. I'm like, I've been the man in a number of mine. And then it's just not realistic. And it's like, it's okay for people to want something different. It's also totally okay if you want to do it differently, but the same outcome, you know? Like,
yeah. Or like,
I like to not know. I like to not know what's going to happen.
Or I like to be like, watch me. Like every manager ever, when I started playing in this scene, was like, you just need to go to Nashville. That's what girls do here. Like there is no female Pat Green. There's no female Randy Rogers. Like I'm still working towards that, obviously. But like, that made me go, watch me. What, why not? Like, and has it been way harder? I understand what they were saying.
Business wise, I would say that would like, okay, cool.
I got so many festivals early on because I was the checkbox for so long. And that was offensive, but also
fuck
awesome.
Told you that. Business wise, that makes no sense to me. You have less competition, so you have the ability to create that role in an industry. To me, that is backwards.
Well, I would think that too, except that I've seen it play out where
until it doesn't.
Yeah. Until I'm like a manager right now taking 20% of my gross, which is what they would get, would have a good life. Not like a great life. But if you had another artist, like I would be a valuable asset to a manager. But I have had managers come in, and every time I've been really tired, when I'm just like, I'm exhausted, I need some help. That's when I let my guard down. That's when I let someone in that maybe isn't the right fit. I had 2 young managers early on that I actually really loved. They were great. But 20% of what I was making back then, and they were young and hungry, wasn't that much.
Was part of the reason that you really liked them because they were thinking differently than old traditional managers would?
Yes, and they were so optimistic.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
I feel like you need someone who doesn't tell you what the limitations are, but expresses from a realistic standpoint and then goes, okay, this is how we're going to make sure to consider that, but still do this.
And still lets me be myself.
Be a goddamn risk taker. Because if nobody else is doing it, someone will come in and do it.
Yeah.
Be that person.
Yeah, they were those people, and I loved them. But there was 2 of them, and then, you know, it wasn't enough money for it to be sustainable. But anyway, then I had some that came in and took 20% of my gross, but didn't grow the pie, which I told you that on Saturday. Like 20% of my gross is my profit.
Right.
So there's nothing left for me. And if you're not, you know, watching Paul's band get signed by Luke Combs Management, the things that they can do like that. They're like,
what is Paul's band?
the Wilder Blue, the things that they can.
Did you hear that, everyone?
Yeah, they're really good, and they deserve every ounce of success.
Yeah.
And seeing them actually make things happen, I'm like, that's what a manager does. A manager opens the doors that I can't open myself. And until I find that person again, I will kill myself being over the puppet strings of all of my company and not sleeping and working and also being on the road and also emptying the tanks until I find somebody who can actually move the mountains that I can't move myself.
I want a manager too.
I know.
I don't want to manage myself. I have to manage my brain.
I hate managing people.
I just want to be the talent. Just fucking make me a art slave, you know?
Yeah.
Like, this is just not.
I'm signing all my own contracts right now, which sounds annoying. I mean, yeah, it's like
me writing contracts.
Like,
I'm like, is this right?
There's a better use of my time.
I've gotten pretty good at it though.
Good for you.
I feel like writing contracts, I'm like, damn, this one's really nice. I do notice though, when I write contracts and I send them, people are like offended. I'm like, I'm sorry. If a man did this, I have a feeling you wouldn't say anything.
Right.
Like,
people text me directly for shows all the time. And I say, oh my gosh, I'd love to. I hope it works out. Alex Fang. And I just type Fang and it has his, like, all my booking agent's email, phone number, whatever. And people still get offended. It's like, do you text Mike Ryan and be like,
exactly.
Are you texting like, and to be offended that I have representation when you want to book me is such a, what am I trying to say? Contradiction.
Right.
You want me there because I'm a pro, but you don't want to treat me like a pro. Like, that's hilarious.
It's also like, where do you need to put your time to stay the most successful and scale? You need to put your time into the creative part.
Yeah.
And you assign those roles to the people that can get the shit done, get the gigs.
And he gets me more money.
Yeah.
He gets me
they know
way
that
more money.
They've been trained. They know how to do this. So it's like, I think you can do both, but I know that I'm better at being the artist. I can do the business, but I know someone else does it better. I just haven't found that person. And when you find that person, there's like moments where you find that person for a certain part of your career. And you do see the difference when you got to offset. Like, you either wrote more or you played more or your stress was less. And then those chapters, end. I've had agencies, I've had con artists, I've had people who are like, give me 6 months. That fucking line, give me 6 months to let you see what I can do in your career. They don't do shit. I've never had it make a difference, and it's blowing my mind. I'm 33 and I still have never seen, and these are men, by the way, very strong businessmen, but in art, it's really hard. Whereas like, I feel like entertainment, acting, modeling, and I'm just no actor or model. I'm like, hi, here's my double chin.
They negotiate my sponsorships for me. Actually,
great.
my PR team is all women, and they really get some stuff done.
I think PR women fucking dominate.
They are so creative. They have great ideas.
Especially representing a woman.
Yeah.
Like a man representing a man. It's like, I just think it helps like that, just understanding like how they work, what they do. Like, I don't know.
He can be like really short with people, and it's like fine. My booking agent, because I feel like literally because he's a dude. Mm-hmm. And
I know a woman
it's
would
so
come
crazy.
off like kind of bitchy.
Yeah. And but having him, he's the way he even speaks to me too, which is people are not paying you when we're looking at my price. People are not paying you because you're worth 50,000 tickets. They're paying you for 20 years of experience. Like, you have to remember that. And I'm like, you're right, but I wouldn't fight for myself the way that he fights for me, because he sees it just like I would fight for you, because I see how talented you are and how hard you worked. And like, if I was good at negotiating, which I am not, which is why I don't do it. But like, it takes someone looking at you and being like,
that's the shit. Men are so great at negotiating.
I know.
God, they're good at it.
We didn't get that part of the brain, but that's okay. Someone else can do it for us.
No, and that's the thing, is understanding like there are certain things with roles that men are so great at and women are so great at.
Yeah.
And that nurturing, caring, like all that stuff, like I'm sure it comes into play for you when Paul comes home from touring and you're this nurturing, sweet, you can be that for him. And I just feel like that helps just in that one sense. And then if you have someone that's supporting you in your business that can take some of that masculine role off of you, you stay in your soft feminine. It's just so nice, like to not feel like you have to do all of it.
And you don't have to be a cutthroat woman. Like I don't naturally do that. So that's really good for me to have somebody that's just, hey, you do this for me because I don't want to. Same with, you know, I have kind of my guitar player's stepped into this band leader role. He's kind of, you know, you saw the list of things that he wrote out the other night, kind of taking that on for me because I don't enjoy that. I also don't have time to do it. And so it is this expectation of, you know, my favorite comedian, Eliza, she's like, just the lingo we use is like boss babe, slay.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, we have to, I don't want to be this hard woman that's like cutthroat. It doesn't do it for me.
I have the hardest time, like to the point where like my assistant's like, you are straight up being disrespected. And I'm like, is this mean? And I like show the text or the email. And it's like the 14th time that I've had to say something to this client. And he's like, he's a man. So he's seeing it different. No, this is business. This is normal. I'm like, it's not too mean. And it's so funny the way that I'm like, wow, like I know where my strengths lie and I know where my weaknesses are. And I'm like, that is a weakness of mine. And I understand that, you know, I know the things I'm good at. I know the things I'm bad at. I'm still figuring out more that I'm bad at. You are an artist though.
Like, and that's why people always, well, you signed up for this. I actually didn't. Right. I signed up to write songs and I'm learning how to manage people. So it's like, you know, I didn't sign up for that. And I went to business school and I loved my marketing classes and I hated my management classes. I hated my negotiation class. So it's like, it's okay to not be, I've
never gone to business school. I just like have been winging it for fucking like 10 years.
They rank you with how much money you got in the negotiation. I was dead last. Like, cause you get different information than the person you're negotiating with. And so I was like, I'm going to aim high. And so I like threw out a number and they were like, okay. And I was like, wait, because you get different information. Just like, you know, we were looking up this painting that Paul really wants last night. It was $40,000. And I'm like, Rashelle's painting should be $40,000. Just like you think I should be, you know, my songs should be worth whatever. It's like, what even isn't? What does it even mean? It's so crazy with art. And I think people trying to tell you how you should run your business, it is nothing, which I get a lot from, I have a lot of like business minded friends, you know, they're like, you should do this, you should do this. Nothing in the regular business world directly applies to the music business. And I've seen people that are really successful in business want to get involved in the music business. And they're like, dude, this is crazy.
Well, it's a lot
I can't
of
make this person
variables.
famous. I can't make this person successful. No one will play him on the radio. Like, I've tried everything. And they're just like mind blown. Or I've seen people want to become a photographer and never sell one piece of art. And they go back to insurance or whatever. It's like, yes, nothing in the real world of regular business applies to creativity.
Totally.
And so it's okay if you're having a hard time. It's okay if you don't like to manage people. It's okay if you're struggling because it is freaking hard.
So before we wrap this up, I realize I never asked you. You were on TV shows, right? You were on like singing shows, like 3 of them?
3, yeah.
Like The Voice was one of them?
The Voice was one of them.
And when was this in your career?
The first one was 2012.
Okay.
That was another call that Bev Lambert made for me that got me auditions for that and The Voice. And then I did one called, well, I didn't get any chairs turned around, and then I didn't get to pick my song. And so I was really upset. But you know that figure skater that was supposed to like win everything, and he kind of like, the pressure got to him at the Olympics and he just like didn't win the gold, and he was like clearly the favorite. And he said the pressure just really got to him. I like blacked out on The Voice. Like there was so much pressure leading up to it.
Don't you always get to pick your song?
No.
Oh.
My roommate got to pick her song. She got her first choice. I picked like 20 songs. And then the thing about TV that I think they did with me again on the 2018 one with Real Country on USA Network, they also picked one of my songs, and it was a Miranda song. And then on The Voice, it was the Chicks song. So they have to fill these, okay, we need like a blonde kind of kick your ass country singer. We're going to give her Dixie Chicks and Miranda Lambert songs.
So it's luck of the draw, basically.
Yeah,
when
like
you
they kind of have already decided, like they've picked the people based on the balance that they need to make the show work. So if I'm like, hey, like Miranda's my favorite, but that's not the right song for my voice, but you kind of have no choice. Like, and so, you do it and you try to make it your own, but you're thinking that your whole career hinges on these 90 seconds, that this is my big shot. And I kind of just like blacked out on the voice. Like I played guitar bad. My voice was all shaky. Then I don't get stressed out anymore. I can go play in front of thousands of people. I'm cool as a cucumber. Go on stage at Green Hall, zero nerves. But when you look down and your hands are shaking, then you get nervous that you're nervous. And then your voice, you cannot control your voice when you have like this shaky voice. And I just like bombed. But then Blake turned around and he was like, you're a better singer than that song. And I was like, I know I didn't choose this song. And then I think they didn't air my audition because I was like, which I was glad they didn't air it because I don't think that I was good. But I think the voice really tries to like make you do your best job, like, which is so nice. They give you a voice coach. They give you stylists. They give you rehearsals. They give you a great band. Like they really try to help you out, which I was very impressed by that. So good job, The Voice, because that's not, some TV shows like try to make you look dumb. One of them tried to get me to make out with another guy. And I was like, I'm not doing that. Like
the only shows they want me on is like Love Island and shit. And I'm like, do I have to wear a bathing suit? And I remember that was the part I was like, I can't fucking do it. Like I was just like, I don't want, it just was a weird thing. It was I never had a talent show want to reach out to me. Oh wait, no, that's not true. Ink Master reached out to me.
Ink Master, yeah, I was gonna say.
I fucking totally blacked out just now. I'm like, wait, actually, they reached out several times, but
it's hard because it's like, what is exposure really? Like, does it? Maybe I had every time I got done with those TV shows, even though I'd never won any of them. Was there a tiny bump in my career? Yes, but did it make me super famous overnight? No. And like, how many winners of TV shows have never gone on to do a thing? And so it was like, looking back, I put way too much pressure on myself. I should have been like, this is just another chapter. Cool, whatever. My mom actually snuck me in tiny bottles of wine to the last one because I was like, what I need is something to take the edge off.
Yeah.
So
you're
like,
never going to be any other way though. That's who you are.
Yeah.
So it's not you put too much on yourself. That's how much you love what you do. That's how much you believe in yourself. I think it's the way we talk to ourselves that we start to go, I shouldn't have been that way. But being that way kept you on this track of wanting it that much more and staying so true to it.
Yeah.
And I think that that's the best part about knowing the behind the scenes of who you are and what it's taken to get here.
Yeah. And wanting all of these years of my life to culminate in some sort of big moment for me. I've never had like a viral moment like this. I've never like shot up and been like, whoa, this is crazy. My shows are all sold out. Like my ride has been up, but slowly up for 15 years now. I've been doing this full time. So it's like, I'm so proud of how far I've come, but there were these moments that I was like, maybe this is the time where something comes along where I don't have to work so hard.
Yeah.
And it's came now in another weird way where I'm like, okay, I am slowly working less because I have a great agent and I have like, it's happening, but it's not happening at the rate that I want it to, but that's okay because slow ride up, slow ride down, baby. I'm in it for the long haul. So are you.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I just feel like I'm going to be 87 years old, still like, so what do you think, live stream? Does the leaf go here?
I'll be in there in the background playing like a mandolin.
I like won't be able to see the chat.
Yeah.
What are people even saying?
Maybe that's what I do for you is I get my readers on and I sit really close to the screen and read you all your comments.
I even have, when you were talking about the teleprompter last night, I'm like,
I have a teleprompter.
I have one and we like couldn't fucking figure out like the amount of tech in this room. I'm like, I can't have any more. Like it was just too much. And
that's why we have Kyle.
Good, but
Kyle, figure it out.
Yeah. Well, no, he did. And then he left and I had to figure it out, which was, I mean, the fact that I figured it out this far. Yeah. I'm affiliate now. Yes. So follow me on Twitch.
Oh my gosh, good job.
Thanks.
That's a big deal.
It was a lot of hours.
Yeah.
But they lessened the requirements. I was happy. So I did it in like 4 days straight. But it was like one day I was like 7 hours, TikTok, Twitch, tried for YouTube, didn't work. Like,
oh my gosh.
It was like every day I'm building like presence in different communities that I've really like not been in much, but so much nicer than like social media like posting.
I like that for you.
Like I feel like people are nicer. People on Instagram, I'm like, God damn, we got some angry people here.
Oh, people are so mad.
They're so mad.
I think they also might be not real. Some of the things
Okay,
that
I
people
know.
say to me, I'm like,
Yeah.
I think this is like robotic hate, which is hilarious.
Why would you make why would you make hateful bots?
I know. That's why we wouldn't assume that it's fake, because we would never do something like that. Whatever.
And who's gonna say that shit to you in person? You're like, fucking come to a show or come see me in person and say that shit to my face. And they're like, I can't. I'm not real.
I'm not real. I'm not. And that's why I think the pendulum is swinging, and you're creating real art without robots. I'm creating real art without robots. We've been training for this our whole lives. It's our time to shine. If you want real music and real art, we're here for you. And we've been doing it. We're professionals. And like, for real, that's a strength that we can say that we have, which that might be, we might be the last of the last of the good ones over here.
Right.
Get it while you can.
I'm hoping we inspire other people to still do it. We need traditional artists in the world, like real, like I don't even do anything digitally. Like everything is like, I want to quill and ingot and churn butter. Okay. That is I want to live in the woods. I want to churn fucking butter and make paintings. Okay. That's all I want to do. And I know you didn't ask me about my future, but that's it. I'll even sew a bonnet. Okay.
Can you put some garlic in that butter like the one last night, and then I'll be over?
Better than last night.
Okay. Listen, if you make butter, then that's it for me. I'm gonna find a way to marry you.
I'm gonna churn that butter.
Okay.
Then you'll get married?
No, that's it. I've just been waiting on someone to make.
Kevin's like, this isn't the marriage I said that I was
surprise.
It's me.
Oh, two artists. What can go wrong?
Well, it was so great to have you here, and I feel like there were multiple times I was like, don't cry. But
Me
I'm
too.
just, when I watch you speak and I hear your words and I know so many things that were not details shared of how hard it's been to get to where you are, and how beautiful, honestly. I look up to your life, having a beautiful partnership, building a house with the man you love, and doing this incredible career. I'm so proud of you, and it's fascinating to me to see how much you've grown since I met you.
No,
like
you.
I know that people are going to get a lot out of this, and just hearing what you've done, it's amazing. So where can people find you?
And ditto, you're amazing and I love you.
Thank
Bri
you.
Bagwell, BRI.com has links to all my socials and all my music, and my merch store, and my podcast, my fan club.
Awesome.
Yeah, all the things are on there, and everything helps. Everything matters. If you want to buy the music, stream the music, whatever, follow me on whatever, it all matters.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
Thanks.
great. Thank you guys so much. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend, like it, subscribe. We are so happy to have you here, and we'll see you next time.
Adios.
Rashelle's her name, and she's the